So this week's auction's certainly been a good lesson, and you'll find out at the end of the video what that lesson is.
Welcome to episode 2 of our auction challenge, where we aim to buy very low entry-level items at the local auction houses and sell them at an online auction for a profit. Following a rather boring first episode, I suppose, where we did get into a profit, but didn't get the run of auctions that I'd hoped for. I thought I'd go a little bit safer this week with something that's very, very collectible and has served me well in the past. So this week it's all about Wedgwood items. So I have a soft spot for Wedgwood, being that it was the first vintage item that I decided to buy and resell. So this week we've bought 2 lots and split them out into 4 auctions, so we'll see how we do. Following last week's auction sales, we were a whole £3.58 in profit, but sadly we're now back in the red with what we've bought this week. So I bought a collection of Wedgwood items, which included the Jasperware limited edition plates and bell, which is at 1 auction lot, the Wedgwood Mirabelle miniature tea set, which seems to be incredibly popular, so I think that'll be quite interesting this week, and the Wave crystal bowl, which quite frankly I'll be amazed if it sells. That cost £12.76, and to keep it into an even number, I've put in this Jasperware bowl, which I bought some time ago, and proves that Jasperware is not necessarily that popular because it still hasn't sold. So I've put that into auction just to get our numbers up to a nice round even 4. That bowl costs £12.64, which brings our running total to minus £21.82. In good news, the Hancock and Son bowl that was in the last episode that didn't sell at auction has now sold, so I'll add that to the total at the end of the week, so that will put us back in the black. And the miniature tea set, the auctions have now been live for about 2 days. The miniature tea set already has 3 bidders on it, and the collection of plates and the bell has 1 bidder. We're currently at a total of 57 views, 16 watchers, and obviously 2 items with bids. So looking like it should be a good week. So we'll check in a couple of days and then see where our total lands. So we're at the day before our auctions end. Surprisingly, or unsurprisingly should I say, the crystal bowl hasn't got any bids yet, which never expected that to happen. Our Jasperware bowl has only got 1 watcher, so it'll be interesting to see if that does sell. On the contrary though, our Jasperware plate collection has now got 2 bidders, so I'm expecting a nice final flurry on that. And what's really impressed me is our miniature tea set now has a total of 5 bidders. It's not really run up in price yet, but again, expecting a really good end to that. So we're currently at just under 100 views, 20 watchers across all 4 items. So really looking forward to seeing what the final auction brings. Well, our auctions have finished, and what a week we have had. So as we know, we started at minus £21.82 after our purchases. We sold the Hancock and Sons bowl, which went for £30. Our miniature tea set did exceptionally well, which was a huge lesson for me. So I'll definitely be keeping an eye out for those in the future. That sold at £56.87. And our collection of Wedgwood plates also sold. A little bit disappointing, but the tea set certainly made up for it, and they went at £11.76. The Jasperware bowl didn't sell, and no surprises, the Wedgwood crystal bowl didn't sell either. So obviously I'll just try and sell them normally. If they sell, we'll get them into the running total. But after an exceptional 2 auctions, or certainly an exceptional auction on the miniature tea set, we now have our running total at plus £76.81. So from a relatively small start, we are doing well. We're slowly getting there at the 2-week point. Episode 3 is going to be interesting. Been a bit of a struggle finding stuff this week, so I've scraped the barrel a little bit. Not overly confident, but please do tune in to the next one to see how we get on, what we're going to be listing at auction, and ultimately what the final sale result is. If you are enjoying the content, please do subscribe to the channel to make sure you're kept up to date as these videos are released.